So I wanted to do a video because I have never taken my Glock apart before, other than to take out the trigger housing pin to put in this grip force adapter, which is pretty cool. But I wanted to kind of do an experiment and see how easy this actually was to do. I just bought this new Overwatch Precision tactical trigger, and otherwise known as TAC. I kind of felt like there weren't enough videos on YouTube about this particular trigger, and I just like watching them. And so maybe some other people wanted to see more and see if they thought this was a cool deal and how difficult it would be to install. Plus, I'm kind of new to this whole thing, and I'm already into that state where I'm tricking my gun out because it's just kind of fun to do, and I'm addicted. I got some new sights. They're Mariglow I.Dot Pros. I like them so far, so I haven't actually gotten to shoot them, but dry firing and aiming, they make me happy. So we'll see if the gun's empty. So what I want to show you here first, because the whole reason I got this was to reduce pre-travel. So this is your typical, the take up on the Glock trigger, hit the wall, and break. Reset. So that's how much take up we're looking to get rid of, or some of it. So the cool thing about these TAC triggers is that they are one of the few flat face triggers that don't defeat the three Glock safeties. Typically, I guess the drop safety is what gets defeated. This is what drew me to this particular trigger. Other than it looks pretty cool too. I guess it's tactical. So anyway, this is my first time doing this, so we're gonna see how this goes on camera for the first time. So in order to disassemble the Glock, most of you guys know, you do that. There are plenty of videos out there that will help you do that better than I would. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the trigger pin. Maybe. Oh, that is clearly not as easy. Let's try the there we go. The locking block pin came out. Okay, now let's try the that really does not want to come out. So this may not be, I really need an armorer's block, but I don't have that. So maybe what I'll do here is I'll take my trusty Glock case and give myself a little ledge to work on here. And it's supposed to be easy to do. That is not going anywhere. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, so I figured it out. Thanks to the miracle of YouTube, I was able to figure out how to do this without breaking the gun. So essentially, the trigger pin can be stuck if the slide release lever is in a strange position. So you kind of got to jiggle it, whoa, and stab yourself potentially. There we go, and it slides right out. Slide release lever comes out. Let's see how this comes out. I haven't pulled one of these out before. I may need a screwdriver. Maybe I don't need to. Oh, last thing to pop out is the trigger housing pin. Off comes the grip force. Now the trigger housing should be loose. Yep. Let's see if we can get that past the locking block. Nope. Let's see if we can pry that out with this. Again, remember, this is my first time ever doing this, so I'm sure I'll take criticism for how I'm doing it. However, there. All right, it's apart. This is the stock trigger with the cruciform there at the end. So let's see so let's open up the new trigger. What do we have here? Opens from the back. So I got the new gunmetal gray with the gunmetal gray trigger shoe with the red safety. I think it looks pretty darn cool. So that's going to replace this guy. And just so you know, the Overwatch triggers they come with an MP3 coated OEM trigger bar, which is part of how they maintain their safety. So I'm going to twist this out. Let's see how hard that is to get out. Oh wow, it's a little harder than I thought it was going to be. Oh, pull it forward. Ah, there we go. Okay, and let's see what this hook looks like here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the factory one is off, and the new one is on. I tilt it. Wow, they make it look easy. There we go. All right. So, there we go. So now I'll go ahead and drop the drop the trigger back in. Wasn't too bad. And we'll go ahead and replace the. This guy's a little tricky. It's plastic, which is kind of a bummer. I've figured out that if I use the reverse, the butt of my Glock tool, I'm able to push it through. The trick with this, it needs to be even, which means I go back and forth a few times. Getting closer, getting closer. Ah, overshot it. You know what I'll try to do? Let's do this. You won't be having this problem if you don't have this little guy on here, but it seems pretty cool. Gives me a little higher grip. Kind of changes the grip angle too. I like it because it makes it more 1911 style, and it's more of a traditional grip angle, I think. All right, is that even? That's good enough for now. Okay, so I got that in. So now I need to put the locking block back in. I can figure out how to do this. That was easy. All right. So the trick with this that I've learned is you want to put the locking block pin in first, and you want to go right to left. That's what I understand as a beginner. I guess you take them out left to right, and you put them back right to left. Get that even. Okay. And overshoot. I suppose over time you get better at doing this. Okay, so now that's in here. Now this little spring has to fit underneath that pin, and we get it down in there, I think, to the left of the trigger. Now if you look through the trigger pinhole, you'll see how it doesn't quite line up perfectly. I think I actually did line it up fairly well there. So just like I had to jiggle to get it out, I may have to jiggle to get it back in. It's lined up, but let's see what happens. Wow, that should probably not have been that easy. Ha! And, wow, that's awesome. Okay, great. So trigger's in, all the pins are in. So I'll go ahead and return my slide. By the way, I've got the sweet Boba Fett Mandalorian skull. And that's the finished product right there. So now let's see what kind of take-up we have. Wow, that totally gets rid of it. That basically stayed about the same, which I expected. Wow, there's barely, look at that pre-travel. It's a lot less pre-travel. Well, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'd say like, comment, subscribe, but I'm not sure how many more videos I'll do. But anyway, I hope this gave you an idea of how easy that was. That was literally the first time I've ever taken my gun apart and put it back together. And I think that it looks pretty darn cool, and it feels good. It's got a different feel. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but I actually really like it a lot. One thing I like is the fact that the trigger safety is wider, and it fully, I don't know if submerged, that's not the proper term, but a normal factory Glock trigger, even when it's pulled, you can see that the trigger safety never quite makes it all the way into the shoe. This one does, and that tends to, when you're doing a lot of dry firing, like I've been doing recently, that tends to get irritating. This looks like I'm not gonna have that problem at all. So I'm very excited to take this to the range and check it out.